Hi everybody, this is Diana in LA and Cary in the UK, and we're here to talk about this week's stars. Welcome to our weekly reading where we explore all things astrological. From our two different points of view in two different locations in the world, we bring to you a unique astrological perspective on what is happening right now across the globe. So here we go. What a beautiful way to start off this week on Mother's Day here in the United States. And we wish you, all the mothers out there, a happy Mother's Day, to Cary's mom, to my mom, and all the moms out there. And what a beautiful day it is to celebrate Mother's Day on this Sunday, where we have Venus moving into Gemini, which is about right communication. Learning how to speak more from our heart, to be able to say what we mean, to have creative communications, nonviolent communications, loving communications, to tell the people in our lives that we love them. Now, I would really recommend that this week as you enter it, and especially this Sunday, and especially to your mother. So, this week also, the good news is we have a new moon on Tuesday at 21 Taurus. So I'll be doing a class on that actually this coming Tuesday. And we're going to really talk about more about how to use new moon energy. This is a really powerful time to set intentions for the month. And so Tuesday, look forward to doing that as Sun and Moon are conjunct at 21 Taurus. And the other big news is that Jupiter enters Pisces on Thursday night in the UK, and Thursday in LA around 2 o'clock or so. And so that's going to be a whole new energy stream. Jupiter's going to stay there for a while. So Cary, what are you noticing on your side of the world?
Hi everyone, first of all I'd like to wish you all a very happy Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day all you mums out there. It's going to be a nice start to the week. It's going to be a very different feel to it. With Venus going into Gemini, it's going to feel differently for all the air signs. And if you're born at the beginning of the month of your air sign, it's going to have a really nice feel to it. So you're going to notice the change. And as Venus moves on over the next few days, it's going to come near Mercury and everything's just going to feel a lot lighter. So for all you air signs out there, it's a bit of a lightness you're going to feel. The other thing that's happening is Mars is progressing in Cancer. So the people who are feeling this Saturn square Uranus aspect, which are Taurians basically and Scorpios, having Mars in Cancer alleviates that a little bit, because if you've got your Sun in Taurus, it's sextiling it, and if you've got your Sun in Scorpio, it's trining it. And if you've got lots of planets in Scorpio, which I know a few of you who watch us do, you're going to feel this, because it's going to be the start of a really nice couple of weeks as Mars starts to nicely trine all your planets. So in that way, it's a nice start to the week. And the other thing, as Diana pointed out, was Jupiter going into Pisces. That's really important. Jupiter takes 12 years to go through all the signs, so it's going to be in Pisces for the next year. So if you're born on the 19th or 20th of February, June or October, you are really going to feel it. And if you do happen to be born on the 19th or 20th of February, this is going to be a really lucky time. So I wouldn't advise you to go and gamble, because if you did go and gamble, you'd probably win. But the lesson from this transit is don't think it's going to last all the time. But do not be surprised if you get some really nice, lucky things happening to you. And it's the same if you're born in June, it's the same if you're born in October, because this will be trining those planets. So, and of course, if you've got any other planets at that degree, at 0 degrees, Jupiter makes it a nicer time than it possibly could be if you're suffering from challenging aspects.
So what we're talking about here is that Jupiter is moving into 0 degrees Pisces. You see, so that's the degree that it's exact, where Jupiter will touch 0 degrees Pisces in your chart is going to be a beautiful, fortunate expression of yourself into the world in different ways. And then wherever 0 degrees Pisces might be affecting other planets in your chart, 0, 1, 2 degrees, but especially 0 degrees, you've got a changing of sign. When a planet changes sign, it's like changing gears, except it's a whole new landscape, because what now you're looking at, you were driving down the 101 freeway in Los Angeles, and now you're on a little French road in outside of Paris. It's a whole new ballgame when a big planet like Jupiter changes signs.
It is. And you're going to feel it. And all the water signs are going to feel it. It's going to be a different feel to the week. And the other thing, we mentioned this last week, and it's the same for this week coming up. There are no oppositions at all. So there's nothing holding anybody back at this moment in time. The only planet that's likely to go into opposition in the next few weeks is going to be the moon. Because that's the way it does. It's a fast-moving planet. But all the others, the only other planet which is nearing any kind of opposition is Mars to Pluto. But Mars is at 10 degrees Cancer and Pluto is at 26. So that opposition doesn't come into play right now. So really, there's a lightness to this week. And in the UK, there's also a lightness. We've just had some elections, and there's been some surprises in those elections. There's local elections, and that's come with Uranus being conjunct Mars, but it's also trining the UK's sun exactly. So unexpected things are happening in the UK. Things are opening up. They had their first concert the other week in Liverpool as an experiment, before they open up. So people are starting to feel good about themselves. The cafes are opening up so you can sit outside. And as Uranus is staying at 11 degrees for the next few weeks, it's going to be, and trines the UK sun. Next week, all the restaurants and the pubs are going to allow people to come in. There will really be a good feel-good factor in the UK, and it's stimulated by the Uranus trining the UK sun.
Right, and some other aspects that are affecting the whole world is Mercury trining Saturn. That's going to be a beautiful thing. What I wrote down in my notes about that is constructive change, right? Mercury trining Saturn, the systems, the structures being positively affected by people coming to new ideas, Mercury, new ways of thinking about things, new plans, new ways of doing things. That's Mercury trine Saturn. That's happening this week. Mars is sextiling Uranus. That's effective innovation, right? So that is like being able to use the action, Mars, to the ideal, Uranus, to actually take some different and new steps. The world is going through such gyrations of change right now on so many levels as it has come out of hibernation like a bear in a cave. We're coming out into the world again, and the world has changed since we were there last.
One of the other things that's happening in the UK, while we're having all this nice feeling where the Uranus is trining the sun, we've talked about this a few times, that Uranus is conjunct the UK's Mars, which is warlike. So there's no surprise this week that the English have been sending out their navy to protect their fishermen against the French trawlers. That is Uranus conjunct Mars. You wouldn't expect that to happen in modern day times, and here we are reverting back to an unexpected warlike event. We're warring with the French again over the fishing rights, but we feel good about it because Uranus is trining our sun. So that is an example of Uranus conjunct Mars trining the UK sun. It's a really good example.
Yeah, a war over fish. And that's kind of what it comes down to in war. People's feelings get hurt. Something happens like trawling for fish off the coast, right? And then there becomes this giant misunderstanding that keeps increasing until we're not throwing rocks at each other anymore, we're throwing bombs. And so it's good to notice these things, from an astrological perspective, because it gives you some choice. Because the only choice isn't to go to war. The only choice isn't I refuse to understand. There's a choice to understand. There's a choice to have compassion. There's a choice to share. And, our world needs to share better. I really believe this in my heart, that we need to be better sharers. And, we're still in that feudal system of this place and this place and this place, countries I'm talking about. But, of course, we're a one world. And so we're learning, that is part of what's happening, is that we're learning as a world to get along with each other and to get along with our Earth.
And part of the square of Saturn to Uranus is learning unexpected things about our Earth, about climate change, about our environment. That is a real changing feature of this aspect, because, as you said, Saturn is our structure and Uranus is change, so changes in our structure, and boy, have we been going through them and we're not finished yet. But as the week goes along, it's not going to feel bad, it's going to feel good. There's some really nice aspects taking place this week.
Yeah, I feel like all the weight is off our shoulders and you can run. Before we were having a backpack with 80 pounds on our back, and there is a feeling of running forward. Saturn and Uranus are still in that long-term square. That's just the nature of these times right now, and it's not going to be over still for a long time. And we have been talking about this for months and months and months, because it's not done yet, and we still have some more months of this ahead. So it'll be a really interesting next period, because we really are changing. But change doesn't have to be painful. It usually is, unfortunately. If you look at your own life, the biggest changes we've made in our lives often come out of pain, or we have to. There's no choice, which is kind of where we're at as a world right now. But there's also the kind of change that happens out of play and out of joy and out of just desire. I want my world to be a better one. And so this aspect, hard as it is, this Uranus-Saturn square is ongoingly pushing and pushing and pushing for that change to happen. So it is like you have to get the metal hot enough that it extrudes right out into a new form. And so that feels very hopeful to me.
And in addition to what you were just saying, when it comes to Saturday, it's going to be a really nice end to the week. It's going to have a really nice feel. There's some lovely aspects. The Sun is sextile Neptune. Sun is trining Pluto, Moon is trining Jupiter, Moon is sextiling Uranus, it's conjuncting Mars, while Mercury trines Saturn and Mars sextiles Uranus. It's a really nice feel to the end of the week. So regardless of the challenging aspects that are happening as an undercurrent, this week is going to feel nice, it's going to feel different, it's going to feel a little bit more joyful than the last few weeks.
Exactly. It's going to be feeling free. And it's all week long, actually. Those aspects that he just mentioned of Saturday are collecting together all the week long. And it's just going to unlock over the week long, like a flower, petal, petal, petal coming out, with this undercurrent of Saturn square Uranus. But that's, to me, like the driver that's behind this, that we are still, no matter what, going through this time of change. The other aspect that I would just mention is Sun sextiling Neptune, and that is kind of inspired manifestation, right? That Sun sextiling Neptune, our ideas are coming into the form. We're getting them in our meditations. We're getting them in our dreams. And so on this new moon week, really take advantage. New moon, new beginnings in your life, and especially for Tauruses, but all the signs that are in trine to Taurus as well, Earth signs, and anybody with those degrees around 21 of Taurus. So 20, 21, 22, 23, right in there, if you have degrees there, if they're squaring, opposing, trining, sextiling, you're going to get some action with this new moon. Take advantage of it. We're moving forward. It is a new start. It is a new day. And we still have that undercurrent under there, but we are moving towards some new thought to it, some new experience in our lives, and that feeling of we're coming out of the cave after being in hibernation, what I've been calling the ashram. So here we go out into the life, and we'll see you next week with another broadcast of ASTRO UKLA. We are now on Facebook and on Instagram, so we hope you will subscribe to our broadcasts on YouTube as well, and like and share and comment. We'll see you soon.
Next week, there's a good chance that we'll be joined by a mystery guest, and we really look forward to that happening. So take care, everyone, and have a lovely week.